You should have, you could have, and you would have, Mr. Tim Tszyu. Check out what I said in my last video about him fighting Background. Tim Tszyu was laying back and said, man, I got this right. I got fights lined up. PBC got me. They got me. And Crawford wants something that he got to get through me if I beat this man on Saturday. That's all it took was one word. If he beats him. See, I saw how Background was moving, but you know what? Everybody knows everything. Everybody's saying, oh, he's going to wash Background. And I'm like, oh, okay. And all I got to say is if. Because as you can see, styles make fights. Now, when it comes to Terence Crawford and Background, well, I was watching on Twitter. I was getting notifications. And one thing that Crawford said, oh, man, Tim, you're not moving your head when you're coming in. You're not moving your head when you're coming in. So, and as we can see, Background and Crawford have the same 74-inch reach. So this range, we're going to figure it out, okay? So that's not a problem. Crawford moving up at 154 and beating Majamorph, fine, okay? Styles make fights, and it is what it is. You can make all the excuses for Tim Tszyu all you want. Listen, in my last video, I showed you that he said he wants to fight Charlo first. Errol Spence was the winner of Sebastian Fedor and Errol Spence, and then Crawford. Well, scram with that. Scram with that. Now, let's see if Background is a man and do the right thing. And other fight, well, let's see. He did say he want to fight Charlo or Crawford. That's it, right? And I'm not sure. I don't think he has anything to do with the PBC. Not sure, right? But don't do what Tim Tszyu did and the rest of them. And the rest of them. You better get it where you can. That's what I'm saying. You better get it while you can. Things are getting really sticky at 154 and very exciting. They slapped on Background. They thought that everything was sweet and no one, now everybody's a critic. Now everybody can say Background could beat Crawford and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's now seeing the light. Just like Background trainer said, oh, this man, he wasn't this and he wasn't that. Now everybody's seeing the light, right? So at the end of the day, Tim Tszyu, skip to your loo. Tim Tszyu, just skip to your loo. Get at the back of the line. And like I said, if Errol Spence end up fighting Sebastian Fedor, and that's what Fedor wants to do, and he doesn't do what my opinion, I think he should fight the top 115 in the WBO and get that belt. Because you can't wait for Errol Spence. He doesn't have a trainer. We don't even still have a date. So what are we talking about here? Someone that's on the #1 rankings of the WBC that never did a damn thing. So, hey, another thing that I'm hearing now, Jaron Ennis, Crawford, he's still telling what Crawford needs to do. Crawford needs to fight Boots Ennis in order to stay busy. Yes or no? That's a yes or no. Because at the end of the day, I don't think that Crawford say, okay, I'm going to pick you, Boots. You're a big fight. And he wants big money. That's the first thing that Crawford said at the age of 37. I want big fights, including big money. That's not what Boots is. But at the same time, I would like to see that fight. But let's see Boots step up. Let's not just put this shit on a platter for Boots. Okay? Boots is at 147. Right? Fight Brian Norman. Okay, if you don't want to fight Brian Norman and you really want to fight Crawford, you're the IBF champion, am I right? At 147. Put yourself in a position. Set a storyline. Either fight coming up at 154, fight Majamorph, or fight Background. Yeah, fight Background. You're the IBF champion. It doesn't have the same rules of the WBO where you could just go up or down if you have a belt in that division. But I'm pretty sure they can make some exceptions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So now if you fight Majamorph, you have a storyline there. And you could do it your way. Yeah, you could do it your way. So you've seen Crawford beat Majamorph. Now, give us something to say, wow, man, Boots, you beat Magimorph faster and this, and it didn't go to decision. And yeah, step up and show your proof that you want, Crawford. That's right. It's not what Crawford needs to do to stay busy. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So for me, if I wanted Crawford to stay busy, like I said in my videos, I don't care who you stay busy with. Stop the fucking spitting. I don't care who you stay busy with, to tell you the truth. But we can't wait on people now. We can't wait on people. So it's either Jamel, I think he's in recess or something like that, in the WBA, if I'm not sure. If he's coming back, I mean, y'all have a good storyline. You know what I'm saying? He was fighting Earl Spence. He was on the ropes telling Jamel, yeah, all right. Talking to him while he was beating Errol's ass. That would be nice. But we don't know where he's at. And where is he coming at? But another person that I think you should fight is Teofimo Lopez. And I'll give you my reasons. I'm going to make a video about that and my reasons why you should fight him. I mean, he's been yapping the most. That's one. Two, he's racist, right? And like they say, yeah, it'll be a good fight. It'll be an exciting fight. And you could show that you're giving Teofimo a chance to step up 2 weight classes, and showing Canelo that when Canelo says something about fight Teofimo, fight Teofimo, and I'm next, well, you can let him eat those words. That's 2. And you're staying busy. Like I said, I don't care about Teofimo. I don't care about that. But at the end of the day, he is an option to me. To me, he's an option. And in the video, I will show you that he's an option to me. Okay? Now, besides that, I've been hearing a lot of people with Manny Pacquiao in their mouth. And I'm not understanding this. Why are these black Americans? Oh my God, I'm black. But there's something they can't get Manny Pacquiao out his mouth. And that ain't blaming Manny Pacquiao. That Manny Pacquiao was a Canelo to Crawford at the time. But Pacquiao didn't want to fight Crawford. He ducked Crawford. Okay, where you getting your basis from? Because I could show you proof where you're getting your basis from. Right? But this is what I'm going to say right now. Bob Arum speaks out this side of the neck, and then Bob Arum speak outside his neck. Now we're going to do the time thing. When did Bob Arum say this, and when did Bob Arum say that? And when is Manny Pacquiao at his peak? Was it Manny Pacquiao at his peak with Postal and Crawford was fighting? And I have proof with the poster banner in the back with Crawford fighting Postal, and Bob Arum is talking right there. So the timeline is more Manny Pacquiao was younger or whatever. But at the end of the day, that makes more sense that Bob Arum said that at that time when Manny was more at his peak about who wanted to fight and who didn't want to fight and who stopped the fight. So I'm going to give you proof right now that if this man's talking out this side of the neck about he's so worried about Manny Pacquiao and he has a soft heart for Manny Pacquiao, it seemed like you ain't have a soft heart for Manny Pacquiao because you know he was out on his way out, and you set up a fight at Duco Promotions with Jeff Horn, right, and then set him up to lose, right, because you don't want to pay that man anymore. You really don't, right? But he had such a soft heart, and it seemed like these black Americans, oh my gosh, Blue Blood, would you just shut up with Manny Pacquiao? Something about you loving Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao ain't got nothing to do with nothing no more. But you're trying to say, oh, well, everybody else. Oh, Manny Pacquiao was the Canelo for Crawford, but Manny Pacquiao didn't want that opportunity because he was scared or he ducked Crawford. Manny Pacquiao action shows more proof to me that he ain't a ducker because he fought almost everybody. Okay? If he wanted more money to fight Crawford, that's not saying that he wasn't going to fight Crawford. That's up to the promoter. So let's listen to what the promoters say on the left side of the neck, that you want to fucking give him a hickey because you love that, what he says on the left. So you want to suck his blood clot neck, right? Because that's what's coming out your blood clot bacchanal mouth instead of listening to what this side say. And guess what? If it's split down the middle, he's saying this and he's saying that, check the timeline, right? And at the end of the day, void what he got to say. and just stick to, they just didn't fight. Okay, that's the end of that. But don't blame this shit on Manny. Don't blame this shit on Manny. Let's move on. Let me show you.
Manny Pacquiao won't fight him because...
Well, you said you don't want Manny to fight him either.
Well, yeah, I don't want Manny to fight him because it's a devastation. And I still have a sore spot for Manny.
Manny Pacquiao is coming back November 5th out here. Do you think he's going to be really keeping a close eye on this Crawford-Costol fight? What do you think of it?
I know that he will. I talked to Michael Collins, and they got the times that it's going to be shown in the Philippines Sunday morning, Saturday night. And Manny says that he'll watch. And if he doesn't, he'll, if it coincides with church, he'll go to church, tape it, and watch it. But he will, by Sunday night, have seen the fight.
Gotcha. Terence Crawford, if he were to win, did you always feel he was a fighter who could be competitive with a Manny Pacquiao, that he's ready for that kind of stage?
Well, I don't know. A lot of my matchmakers think that Manny is too much for him. One thing about Terence is that he is vulnerable to a good southpaw puncher. He leaves himself open a little bit. So the question is, Manny, who's a terrific puncher, if he nails Crawford, what happens? That's a good fight, though. I would pay to see that fight.
So think about it, right? The Postol and Crawford fight, right? And Bob Arum was saying that not just him, but the matchmakers. Now, if Crawford is the new cash cow within your stable, right? And Manny Pacquiao, he's on his way out, or things, you got to pay him more money and blah, blah, blah. If Manny wanted to fight Crawford and your matchmakers, and you're saying that, well, Crawford is acceptable because he puts his hand down sometimes to get hit with the left hand, and Manny, he hits hard and blah, 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 and he's acceptable losing. Just think of it. Terence Crawford is my new cash cow. I got him. Would I put him in a risk to fight Manny Pacquiao after your matchmaker said at that time? At that time. No. You're not going to take a risk of your new Terence Crawford. So don't make this shit like it's Manny's fault that he wasn't his cash cow at the time. So are we done? Are we done with what Bob Arum said? Because he said this and he said that. I'm willing to give it up and don't talk about Manny Pacquiao anymore and saying Manny Pacquiao was Canelo for Crawford at the time, and I was his big money fight. I'm done with that. Can y'all finish this, you black Americans? I'm black and I'm American, but can we finish this with Manny Pacquiao? Okay, and try to make a narrative and a storyline about Manny ducked him and Manny didn't want the fight? Based on what? Based on who? Huh? Based on that man that said this and then said that? Stop that bullshit, man. Stop that bullshit. So now, hopefully, let's get over that, okay? I'm over that. Come on, wake up, all right? So, Crawford now, he have to stay busy. But at the end of the day, we don't know what Canelo's going to do. Well, we know Canelo ain't fighting no Bivol, right? That's done. And we know damn well he ain't fighting no Arthur better. Listen, Arthur already said, I don't care about no damn Canelo. I'm not dealing with the diva stush. We're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with that diva shit. So Canelo, what are you going to do? Because you're not fighting Benavidez. You have an opportunity to make your largest pot. I don't know if it's 120, 150 million that Turkey Alex Sheik is ready to give you. And you don't want this juju to be on you at the end of the day, because everybody that ducked Crawford got some kind of juju. Okay? You go down the line. A lot of them that said they didn't want to fight Crawford, and they went this way and they went that way. And Tim Tszyu, he's the last to get that juju, because he had an opportunity and he decided not to. And I'm glad, and it's not that I'm glad that he lost, but I'm glad that he lost at the same time. You know why? Because he would have just made Crawford stall, talking about, I'm going to fight Charlo, then I want to fight Errol Spence. Everything's good with the PBC. Well, if everything's good with the PBC, when you lose, is the PBC going to be looking for you to fight? I hope they have your back now. I hope they have your back. Right? I hope they have your back still, and you can fight all these other fighters. Hey, maybe they will. Maybe they will, because they don't have to pay you so much anyway. They look like they ain't got no money anyway. That's my opinion. After seeing that performance, no music. It looked like a ballroom where these fighters was fighting. No good representation at all with that. So, hey, you could say, I don't want to bend the knee and kiss the ring with Turki Al-Sheikh. It doesn't matter. I'm telling Background, don't make the same mistake that Tim Tszyu. If Turki Al-Sheikh goes to Background and say, we want that fight now, and Crawford decides that he's going to take that fight now, I don't see no reason why that fight can't happen now. Just keep the PBC. He's not with the PBC, if I can recall. But we could wait till PBC at the last moment with Errol Spence and Fedora. But like I said, if Fedora's smart, you don't wait on Errol Spence, because we don't wait on no man. But you having a second belt, you might have to fight in December or at the beginning of January, because we're not worrying about Errol Spence, because every time we're fighting Errol Spence, we're not fighting Errol Spence. We're fighting Errol Spence, we're not fighting Errol Spence. We're going to fight him in December, now we're going to fight him in January. Now, no, January, push back to February. No, man, we're going to fight him in March. Listen, act like a champion, be a champion. Fight the top 15 in the WBO, raise your stakes up, beat somebody in the top 15 of the WBO, and keep your face shown, defeating people. And that fight would be great of the winner of Background and Terence Crawford. That's it. Whoever wins that fight. You see how I'm talking, right? Whoever wins that fight. I got Crawford, but at the same time, it's an if. Okay? A lot of people have been sleeping on Background. A lot of people. Me, I didn't want to make a big deal of Background. I just want to say if Tim Tszyu could beat him. That's it. And I said it in my last video, if is a key word. Because I've been watching Background, but at the same time, I said, well, style makes fights. Let's see. Let's see the benefit of the doubt. I'm not jumping on anybody's tail. Okay? So, at the end of the day, let's see what happens in the future. This is going to be interesting. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. Not what they say is what they're not saying. I mix the lies with the truth of the lies. But at the end of the day, you're going to love these lies and you're going to hate the truth. Simple as that. 1.